Cameroon's ruling party called a rare meeting of senior leaders on Wednesday as criticism mounted over the continued absence of President Paul Biya. The 93-year-old leader, who is the world's oldest head of state, has spent the last 45 days abroad. Biya left Cameroon last month on the 7th for what the civil cabinet described as a brief private stay in Europe and has since not returned. The government has provided no information as to when he might be back. And for more on these developments, we are joined on the line by Moki Kindzenka in the capital, Yaonde. Moki, good afternoon and thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
Good afternoon, Lulu. Welcome to Yaonde.
What was the main concern from the meeting regarding Biya's absence in the country?
Now, the meeting was convened by the Secretary General of the CPDM Central Committee. You know, he's the second in command to President Paul Biya, who is the president of the party. And when the media went there to find out exactly what was happening, the media was told that the meeting was convened to prepare the CPDM party for future elections. You know, Cameroon is preparing local and parliamentary elections in about 6 months. 6 months from now, the elections have been postponed several times. So the Secretary General Jean Kwete told the media that they wanted to see how the CPDM party is ready for the elections. He also told the media that they want to deploy people to the field, senior executives of the party to the field, to encourage Cameroonians to register and to actively participate so that the CPDM party, that Paul Biya is the leader, continues to be the leading party in Cameroon. In fact, nothing was said during the meeting about President Paul Biya's absence. But there was also the second part of that meeting, which was behind closed doors. That's where people are suspecting that maybe issues related to the absence of the president for the past 45, 46 days were raised, but nothing has filtered out of that. You may also want to know that there have been so many concerns about the president's long absence. As we said earlier, he left saying that he was going for a private visit to Europe. After that, Cameroonians heard that he was in the hospital. The government said, no, wherever he is, he's working for the interest of the country. Nothing has been said about his long stay outside. But people are worried
With President Biya being absent from the country for 45 days, who has been running the country?
The surprising thing is that yesterday evening, there were some presidential decrees signed by the president himself, appointing some members to some companies, some board members of companies, and the letters were signed when Paul Biya is not in the country, the president is not in the country. So people were even doubting the signature. Some look at the signature, analyze, and say the signature, the two signatures in the two presidential decrees don't look alike. So it is really very confusing. But the Secretary General at the Presidency Republic, Ferdinand Gongo, has been receiving delegations on behalf of President Paul Biya, and he has the powers. He has been given the powers by President Paul Biya to be able to sign documents, to be able to sign, to take some decisions, major decisions concerning the country. So nobody knows what is happening, but the Secretary General Gongo is receiving people on behalf of President Paul Biya, and President Paul Biya is allegedly signing decrees from wherever he is in Switzerland. They say it's in Intercontinental Hotel. Two of them were read yesterday by state media.
And do we know what the party has decided in the interim, especially in terms of addressing Biya's absence? Clearly, there are questions, but if there are meetings that are held behind closed doors where no information then filters to the citizens of the country, what is the mood on the ground?
The mood on the ground, people are confused. People are questioning why the president has been out for such a long time. People are asking, with his age and his health, is there something wrong? If there's something wrong, why are Cameroonians not informed about what is wrong? Or if the president is in good health, why can't he be seen in public or wherever he is? Those are questions they're asking. But about the meeting of yesterday, we tried to contact some political analysts and some of the government officials. Some spoke on basis of anonymity. They said, if there is a serious problem, it is not the members of regional delegations of the party that had to meet. If there is a serious problem in Cameroon, it is the Politburo of the CPDM party that will meet to tell people what actually is happening with the president. And that Politburo most of the members are no longer alive. They are old, they died, and some are even not in the country as we're told. So there's total confusion out here. One other thing, too, people have been waiting for and asking is that the president, before leaving Cameroon, had a bill voted in parliament that vice president would be created. And he said he would appoint ministers and the vice president in the days ahead, since then no appointment has been done. So people thought that in the absence of the president, if you appointed the vice president, maybe things would have been running better in Cameroon than they are now. Things are at a standstill from what political analysts are saying.
And now, what is the way forward? Has there been any indication, whether from family, have you managed to speak to President Paul Biya's family to just try and get more information?
That's something very difficult. The family is always very quiet. They don't want to address issues to the media. And then the person who speaks regularly is President Paul Biya's daughter. Most of the times he says very controversial things. Some of the times he says the family doesn't like her for being very outspoken. Some of the times he says the father is very old and cannot continue to lead. Some of the times he says he doesn't know those people who have held the father hostage, that the father doesn't want to leave power when he is very old. So the family does not open up. But nobody is seeing anything happening. People are just confused. Things are at a standstill. The head of state is not around for the past 45, 46 days. The secretary is taking decisions. The president allegedly is taking decisions from the presidential decrees yesterday, but it is still very confusing. Cameroon is just watching, and everybody is quiet. People are scared of the unknown, and in Cameroon, trying to protest will be you'll be treated like a terrorist. That is what the law says. And political parties have been expressing their own opinions. Some political parties are saying that he should just leave hand over power. Other political parties are saying that the Constitutional Council or the Supreme Court should declare vacancy and call for election. So there's general confusion out here.
Well, Moki, we'll leave it there for today. Thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
It's Moki Kindzenka, Channel Africa's correspondent in Yaounde, Cameroon, joining us on the line.
Rise and shine with